Well, first of all, Kate, congratulations on your latest movie, Sometime Other Than Now. How excited are you for us to watch this one?
I'm really excited, Zuri. Thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled that the world gets to see it finally. And I watched it a few nights ago, and I'm really, really thrilled and happy with how it came out. And it's a perfect small um, little slice of life story that I think is really poignant and if I do say so myself, and beautifully written and shot, and everyone in it is so good. And it's a story of love and redemption um, and new beginnings, and it's just I'm really proud of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations. We're so excited to watch. Is it safe to say, we're still in quarantine, perfect for an at-home date night, perhaps?
It is perfect for an at-home date. It's funny, a friend of mine said that. They're like, "Oh, this is such our movie. Like, we would love to like cuddle up on the couch and watch it." And I think Dylan McCormick wrote and directed it, and of course Donal Logue is in it, which is reason enough to watch it. He's just perfect. And but it is this, I think, in a world where even though we're all still just like eating up, content,
Right.
and looking for that new movie and or series to binge, it's a perfect it just goes right to your heart, and it's heartwarming, and it's hopeful, and it's just a beautiful piece, and you really feel, it takes place. We shot it in the North Fork of Long Island, and Greenport and around that area, and
Oh,
you really feel it's this small town, like perfect kind of and just every man's and every woman story, and real people, and it's just, yeah, so it made me really happy to watch it. I just feel like that really translates that real small town vibe, and it's great.
I'm glad you brought up the location because it was absolutely stunning. What was the best part about filming there for you just personally? I mean, how was it when the cameras were going?
Well, I know we met so many beautiful locals that really leaned into to help us make this film and bring their town and area to life. So in Jamesport and in Greenport and Orient, and but for me, we got to where we shot there. The Sunset Motel was actually a running family motel. It was right on the sea, so that was my favorite bit. I got to stay in a couple of different B&Bs. There's Donna Perrin's place in Jamesport, but this when I we were shooting at the motel, those sequences, I got to stay there. So I would go down to the beach, to the Long Island Sound, and go for little chili dips, little
Yeah.
swims. Donal would go to, and I had my dogs come up, and so they'd go too, and so that was probably my favorite part. Yeah,
That's really nice. You're a braver woman than I. I get so cold. I'm like, oh, how hot is the water?
I know, I know. I usually like it like a bathtub too, but I got used to the cold. I was like,
Okay,
okay.
nice. Nice. Of course, you mentioned your co-star Donal. Talk to us a little bit about the dynamic we'll see between your characters and how that'll play out in the film.
Well, it's great because it's kind of a classic um, structure of, the mysterious stranger comes into town, and I play I run this little, it's a family run motel that my father left to me that I'm trying to keep going. And on my own, basically. And so he rocks in, and with a whole history and baggage and life story, the way we all have at our age and at our time in life. And he's there to see someone, and I sort of help him, and our lives sort of start intersecting, and we get to know each other, and then sort of it's kind of beautiful the way it all unfolds without giving too much away. But it's really a story about him trying to make right, and by a mistake he had made a long time ago, and try to rectify that, the choices he made as a man, and just two people that show up for each other. And it's not, I think that's the one thing that I love about it, is that it's not, it doesn't feel trite or, predictable or pretentious. It really feels so believable, and that's just a testament to the writing and the directing, and everyone in the film. Trieste Dunn is incredible. Amy Hargreaves, who we were laughing because we were both on 13 Reasons Why, and then we're like, hey, reunited, which was really fun to play completely different characters and get to hang out. And so it was, yeah,
Yeah, no,
Beautiful
that's awesome.
experience.
And with the romantic films, of course, I mean, you've done several love scenes over the years, but is it natural for you at this point? Does it get awkward ever after so many years of the work? I mean, it's work at
I
the
love it. I love taking my clothes off on camera. No, I'm kidding. No, it's always a little, I think, is, artists, you're super vulnerable. And it's interesting. Somebody had asked me, did you have an intimacy coach on set? I'm like, no, this was before that. We shot this in the summer of 2019, which
Okay.
you really realize how much transpired between the summer of 2019 and now.
Yeah.
I mean, everything, the Me Too movement, Black Lives Matter, the pandemic, everything happened.
Yep.
So we did not have an intimacy coach. We had our director and our DP, who were beautiful, and no, so I think it's all dependent on the situation and the story. And they were really specific and about how they wanted to shoot, the intimacy scenes. And really, as actors, you sign on to tell the story, and this is a piece of it. So you want to, make it as true and authentic as you can. And yeah, but it's always a little nerve wracking. I think everyone's always a little like, hey,
Here we go.
hey,
Good.
yeah.
Quite on that. I want to switch gears a little bit. We love you, of course, on Grey's Anatomy, and we've seen a lot of surprising returns this past season. You've said you'd be open to an appearance, so I've just got to ask: has anyone reached out about that possibility yet? Is your
No
open?
one's reached. No, you guys, no one's reached out. Not this year. No, we've talked about it in the past, but I didn't. It conflicted with my shooting schedule in the past with Umbrella Academy. But we'll see. I would always open. I was blown away. I'm sure, like with the rest of the world, with the dream sequence with in Malibu. Like, what a
Yeah,
great. I mean, they leave it to the great writers to always come out with something amazing.
the new way to surprise us. You also
Yeah.
played Emily's boss on Emily in Paris. Did you expect
Yeah.
it to become the massive hit that it's become?
I would say I have a good kind of intuitive witchy feeling. I'm like this. I thought it was going to be a hit show. I mean, um, um, just every between the cast and Darren, the world he created in Paris, and the escapist, beautiful, and on Pat Fields, the costumes. I was like, this is. I felt like I don't need to say like um, a Sex in the City for now, but I was like, it's just so fantastic, and who doesn't? It's like. I loved it. I loved shooting it. I loved being a part of it. And I was like, I really thought this is going to be massive.
Yeah,
But you never know. You never know.
right.
So I'm thrilled that the world loved it, that it got
Yeah.
nominated for Golden Globe, that Lily's being lauded. I mean, she's a delight and so talented and beautiful. So yeah, so hopefully we'll see if I get to go back. That's Pablo the cat. He just decided to make an
Pablo,
appearance.
hello, Pablo.
Pablo, you got to turn around though.
Pablo, I'm loving the view. If he wants to give us a 180, you know what, Pablo, you stay right there, sir. You just get comfortable, whatever.
It's like, hey
Cool.
man, it's like it's early. It's early. Yeah, there we
Um,
go.
no, it's too cute. I'm curious to know if you were as shook as the rest of us, or you probably knew this, when Lily Collins revealed that the title is actually pronounced Emily in Paris, because obviously for the longest, journalists and everyone was saying Paris. Paris, did you always know that? Was that like day one for the
No,
record?
and I literally, I'm not going to lie to you. This is full, like this, the first time I've heard that was
Uh-huh.
when you said it, when you're like, and
Really?
Emily in Paris. I was
Right.
like, oh, that's cute. Ah, that has a certain ring to it. Ah, no,
Yeah.
I had been saying Emily in Paris the whole time.
Same.
Emily in
Same.
Paris. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It takes us a
Apparently,
while, I guess.
Paris. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, Emily, Paris. I get
Paris.
it. So
I
thank you,
mean,
Lily,
hey,
for
it rhymes.
clarifying.
Turns out it rhymes.
Exactly. Is there anything you can tell us about season two? What to expect? Are you shooting yet?
Oh my God, no, I don't think they've started yet, but I think everyone's just obviously super excited to get back to work and whatever those parameters are, and yeah, get back to Paris.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
And it's Women's History Month, of course, and you've always made it a point to spotlight women doing great things and important work on your social
yeah.
media. Why is that so important to you to use your platform in that way?
Well, I mean, I guess just my own experience in the workforce and feeling how fortunate I am and have been, and also being, I think that as an actor and an artist that you like, we reinvent ourselves constantly. And I've been fortunate enough to have success in my chosen field, with also with the boyfriend brand as well. Um, but that, and particularly in this time of COVID, and so many, like 4 times as many women as men have been out of the workforce or lost their jobs. Look at this guy, it's ridiculous. And so for me, it's always like showcasing, and it's also part of the boyfriend brand and ethos, is to really shine a light on female entrepreneurs, whether it's in beauty or other areas business, and women of color. So this month, we're actually doing a thing once a week where we're going to highlight a different women each week, and what they've done, and what brands they've built. And so we're super excited about that. But always, and I think it's just it's economics, it's smarts, that women make the world go around, and women being educated, women in the workforce make the world a better place. So, anything I can do to sort of help out with that is really critical, and my pleasure, and it's really exciting to. I think that's part of it. It's part of the American dream, certainly, and I think the world dream is you have success and you pull people up with you, so.
Exactly it. Yeah, it's important work, and it's appreciated that you're doing it. Before I let you go, you mentioned obviously we're in the middle of a pandemic. You've been in Australia since the start of that. Why did you decide to make Australia your home? I feel like there's a great exodus. All of Hollywood is just like, we're headed
I
down under.
know. I was one of the first, I must say. No, I was coming here to visit, and but I'm happy. I mean, I'm so thrilled to be here. I feel very lucky in how they had the great fortune to sort of watch how the Northern Hemisphere handled COVID, and they really were stringent about locking it down here and keeping it safe. And particularly in WA, Mark McGowan, who's the premier here, did an incredible job of keeping everyone safe. So we were very fortunate that we had about a 6-week lockdown last March, and then it was opened up. So I've been in this alternate reality of like, hey, everything's open. And, you know, um, I came here to visit, and then decided to make my life here. Met someone, and
We
fell in love with the
saw.
state, and yeah, and decided to, I was like, well, I got to work here. So how do we do that? And then realized that for a long time, people have been trying to get a studio built. So sort of became a part of that process, and it just was a perfect timing between people coming home, filmmakers. There's a great arts academy here, WAPA, the Western Australia Academy for Performing Arts, where Hugh Jackman went, and Jai Courtney, and countless others, but everyone has to leave to work. So we're trying to bring a studio to bring people back and keep talent here and tell Australian stories. And so, yeah.
I love it. I love it. You mentioned you met someone. I mean, I'm just gonna ask. You don't have to answer. Are you gonna tell us anything about the mystery man,
No, he's
okay?
a wonderful, wonderful human.
I'll take it.
He's a human, not a cat.
You can confirm he is not the cat. As
He's
adorable
not a
as the
cat.
cat is, though, I have to say.
Yeah.
And lastly, you thought you were frolicking on the beach, girl, and you looked stunning. I just want to know, fitness routine. What are we doing?
Oh, you're very kind. Zuri, you're very kind. Yeah, I do. I still do this online ballet, actually, with my trainer back in the States, Ballet Beautiful. I love that. And then I walk a lot here. I do yoga. I never run unless someone's chasing me. But yeah, that's basically it. Ballet, yoga, Pilates, mixing it up. Yeah.
Well, it's working for you.
And
Congratulations.
swimming. I get to swim in the ocean every day. So that's beautiful. I'm so lucky. So yeah.
Well, I'm happy you're happy. Congratulations on
Thank
everything,
you.
including sometime other than now. We will certainly be tuned in. Enjoy Australia and your
Thank you, Zuri. Thank you so much for your time. And yeah, it opens March 5th, and it'll be streaming. And it opens in theaters March 5th, but it's streaming, and you can pre-order it now. So we're super excited for people to see sometime other than now.
Awesome. March 5th. Thank you so much, Kate. Take care.